Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining today's webinar. Nice to meet you all. So more and more people joining, Gavin. So maybe we'll wait a couple of minutes to let everyone join first
Sure.
before officially starting. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you all.
Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon for everyone. I saw people joining actually from different countries, different part of the world. So thanks a lot for joining. I really appreciate your time today. We'll be starting soon. I'm seeing more and more people joining, so we'll give a chance for these people to join first before officially starting, maybe in a minute. Where are you calling from today, Gavin? Singapore? Sorry, you're on mute.
Yeah. We are from Singapore. It's
From
almost
Singapore.
lunchtime.
Almost lunchtime there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I see a lot of attendees from Singapore also. We try to keep this not too long so that you can go for lunch after.
Sure.
I'm
Very good lunch.
I'm well,
Yeah.
it's the same time for me. I'm dialing in from KL also.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay. With Zoom now is we can log in anytime, anywhere.
Exactly, right? Before Zoom, then I think it's probably very hard for us to do sessions like this. We have to do like a lunch session somewhere on site. But now
Yeah. The
with
traveling time,
online,
right? Yeah.
yeah,
And,
exactly.
and the traffic jam.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. We have quite a few people joining already. Maybe we can just kick this off and we'll let people join throughout the session.
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks again, everyone, for joining to today's webinar. So today's webinar is a partnership webinar between Valutico and Go Global Gem International. Today's webinar is titled AI-driven M&A, valuing private company across Asia Pacific. So very excited to host this webinar together with you, Gavin.
Yeah. Thank you.
Um,
Thank you, Rachel.
Absolutely. I'll properly introduce yourself in a bit, but maybe before we begin, just make sure all the attendees that you have your audio properly connected, you have your speaker ready, your mic ready, and you'll be muted on obviously throughout the session. However, we do have the chat box, right? The where you can ask questions, use to communicate. If you can't hear us or if there's any problem, just send us a message there. We'll send a couple of polls throughout the session, and then you can answer the poll just by clicking your answer and click on submit. Um, if you have any issue, if you can't hear us or you have any issue with the connection, probably try leaving and rejoining. Usually that works fine, and then you can hear us again. And then we'll send a recording via email after the session. So just in case some of your colleague missed the session, that's fine. We'll be sending the recording after. Perfect. So, quick agenda for today. We'll do a couple of introductions. So, introduction from Gavin from Go Global Gem, introduction from Valutico, and then we'll share a few things about valuation approaches for Asia Pacific private companies. That's what we'll focus on today, private company in Asia Pacific. And we'll do a live demo and, of course, a Q&A session. So, a quick introduction of us. My name is Rachel. I'm the head of Asia Pacific in Valutico. I've been with the company for 6 years, and all this time I've been managing the Asia Pacific team. So, we've been selling to Asia Pacific for more than 6 years now, and I'm very happy that Asia Pacific has been one of our strongest market also in Valutico. Joining me is Gavin, which is the partner of Global Gem. But maybe Gavin, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah. Good. Thank you, Rachel. And good afternoon, everybody. And welcome today to join our presentation on valuation. Um, I have been a serial entrepreneur for many years. I think coming to 40 years
Wow.
since my after my college time. Yeah. So this company, Go Global Gem International, we have set up about 6 years,
Mm,
serving the whole Asia Pacific region. And I'm one of the partner in this company, and today I like the subject of valuation because it's one of my favorite subject.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Oops, sorry.
yeah. So yeah, maybe we go into the
Yeah.
introduction of Global Jam.
Bef
The next slide. Yeah,
Sounds good. Before I do
yeah,
that, maybe
yeah.
Gavin, let's do a quick interaction with the audience. I'll
Sure.
share a poll, right? I
Yeah,
think this is very important because you mentioned that valuation is one of your favorite topics, and you've also Global Gem has also been a user of Valutico, so we're super excited to see how the partnership has been going. But before
yeah.
we do that further, let me just share a poll with everyone. So the first poll that we are launching is about AI usage, right, in valuations, which I think, Kevin, it becomes more and more important these
Yeah.
days, right?
Yeah,
AI tools.
we almost can't live without AI now.
I know, right? I know, right? You didn't want to, but you kind of have to now
Yeah,
live
because
without
all your
AI.
competitors are using it.
Exactly, exactly. But I think you still need to be careful, right? That's why it's important for you to choose the right AI tool, right? Resources when you're doing AI because you wanted to make sure your uh, clients' information are still securely stored
Yeah.
within the AI environment.
Hmm.
Perfect. Oh, a lot of people actually use AI for research and data gathering only, but a lot of the attendees also have not started using AI. Interesting. Well, let me end this poll and I can share the results with you guys. So as
Mm.
you can see here, quick stats of the answers. Most of the attendees are actually using AI for research and
Hmm.
that data gathering, which I think very important, right? And it really speeds up your time doing research.
Yeah.
Um,
Now,
yeah.
right now, Singapore is hosting a data festival. So
Oh,
the
really?
AI, yeah, the data securities and data storage and acquisition are
Mm,
all becoming very important. Yeah.
exactly. Okay. Okay. Very nice. So let me stop sharing this. Okay. And I'll let you continue with the Go Global Gem introduction, Gavin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, everyone. We have started this Go Global Jam as the name sounds, is to bring company to go globally or global company coming to Singapore as a launchpad. They start companies in Singapore and they wants to expand into the Asia region. So that's what we do. We serve a lot of customer coming from various countries, from China, Taiwan, even as far as Russia, to come to Singapore to set up family offices. We help companies to set up to do registration. In fact, we do almost like A to Z kind of corporate consultation
Mm,
and services. So from the day they start a company, we help them to register and we help them to do up their accounts. We help them to take care of their tax. We help them to look into their HR, and they want to apply for any government grant and government assistance. We help them to do that too. Yeah. So we pretty much enabler in
mm,
the startup company arena
mm.
for investor for companies. And the next page will show that the five pillars of what we do. We do
Yeah.
also the business, besides the business consulting we just mentioned, setting up companies, opening up bank accounts, doing some investment advisory, taxation, real estate investment kind of thing. And we also do global M&A.
Mhm,
So for a company that wants to come to Singapore, whether they are listed, not listed, they might want to expand their scope in Singapore. They can
mhm,
come use via M&A to acquire some similar industry companies, and that's where valuation comes in very importantly, right?
mhm,
On the
mhm.
M&A, and also we bring companies to IPO. So just now, as I mentioned, the in the process of all our business, from whether they doing a establishment of a company, they do investment, they start up as a SME, or they want to go into raising fund, and they want to go into M&A or IPO ultimately. And even after post IPO, they might need to do M&A to expand their scope of
Mm,
businesses. So they also need valuation. So valuation to us is very much like a playbook, you know. So
Yeah.
in every step of your company, whether you're a small company, you're MNC, or you're listed, and I mean like a price tag to your services or your product, valuation is a price tag to your company. So it's
Mm,
very
mm,
important. So how much your company is worth? A lot of company comes to us for fundraising. The first thing they need to do is to do a valuation of their company. Yeah. So
yeah.
we do tax planning as OC expansion and HR, as I mentioned. So we serve a lot of SME as well as listed company. Yeah.
Mm,
So
mm, mm.
that's why I love valuation. You know, it's so important.
And I think people come to you, the first thing they ask is how much my business worth, right? The all these
No, usually
founders.
they will ask. Usually they ask how much can I raise? Yeah.
Right.
Then they say, oh, I need some money. How much can I raise? So
Mm,
so it goes back to the principle that how much are you worth?
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah. So that's
Exactly.
why then they'll go through the valuation process. I'm very glad that we have Valutico as a partner, so that we can expedite this process for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for anyone, you see the five core business pillars of Go Global Gym. So if you need any business consultation or tax planning, overseas expansion, reach out to Gavin, right? He's very experienced in what he does. Perfect. Thanks, Gavin, for the introduction.
Yeah.
Now, let me also give you a quick intro to Valutico. I see some familiar names in the attendees, so maybe some of you have heard about Valutico or have seen Valutico before. But basically, what we are is we are an AI tool that accelerates M&A deals, transactions process end to end. Our main platform is, of course, our valuation tool, which we'll dive deep into during this webinar. So the valuation tool, we've been around for almost 10 years now. We've started launching the valuation product in 2017. Now we are in 90 countries and we have around 850 clients using our valuation tool. Recently, we also launched a new diligence tool where we integrate our own VDR inside the AI native diligence VDR ecosystem. So basically, our goal is to become your end-to-end one-stop shop M&A transactions tool. We've worked with a lot of clients globally, some familiars name here from Asia Pacific, including Nexia, William Buck, of course, Go Global Gem, Intra Financials, etc. And we're also a member of IVSC. So we do have IVSC standard reports in the platform as well. This is a quick stats. As I mentioned, we do have around 800 plus clients spread across 90 countries. And we have team members globally also. So, as I mentioned, I'm based in KL and we have our headquarter is in Vienna, Austria, and our team members are everywhere from Europe, Africa, the Americas, and Asia. All right. Now we're going to some of the more interesting topics, which are some example will be shared by Gavin, and we'll go to the platform in a bit. But before we do that, let me also launch a second poll where we talk about the challenges you faced when performing business valuation, especially in Asia Pacific. Okay. Poll is launched. I saw some people answer already. We'll give it a couple of seconds before I end the poll and share again the result to everybody. All right. Let me end this poll and share the results. So basically, when we ask about where do private company valuations in APAC most often become difficult, most people here say too few genuinely comparable company. So I think finding comps is still the biggest battle in Asia. Do you think so, Gavin?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is very interesting feedback. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, comparables, especially when you don't have enough access to data providers, then finding
Mm,
comparable will be very, very difficult. I'll share
mm,
with you in a bit how we can help with that. But
mm.
before I do that, Gavin, I think you have a couple of very, very interesting examples to
Yeah,
share with
yeah,
the audience
yeah,
here. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll let you
yeah.
go
Thank you,
ahead.
Richard. So, well, thank you for the feedback. I think every valuation right now, as I mentioned, to us, as a COPSEC based company, we do with a lot of SME. We serve the LISCO as well, and we have been faced with every day is how much the company is valued, right?
Mm,
So that they can do their M&A, they can do invite investor, they can raise fund, to help them expand, or to help them to get the M&A as well, right? To acquire other companies to make them bigger, themselves bigger. So in this aspect, can I have a show of interest in the chat group? For those that have done valuation for the company, can you put one? For those that have not, can you put two? Yeah, in the chat.
so you can
Uh,
type your answer in the chat
yeah,
box,
yeah.
guys.
Just type your answer in the chat box.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we have a company. Yeah, I've done valuation. Okay,
So
okay.
one,
Thank you.
if you already done valuations, right?
Yeah, I've already done valuation. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the answer. Well, fantastic. Great, great. Well, still quite a number of you have done valuation. Those that
yeah.
have done valuation, you know that usually process will last at least about 2, 3 weeks to even over a month. Some complex case, right? So it's quite tedious. And most common question here is that a lot of companies they would tag along the idea of valuation is how much your company is worth. So
Mm,
you must be making money, right? So if you lose money, does a company worth anything, right?
mm,
So that is a question. Well, if you don't have money, it's not making money, or your sales is low, let me show you this example. The company which listed on Singapore Stock Exchange on the Catalyst board last September is called Meta Optics Limited. You can check that out. So you can see from the financial that the historical financial before they got listed 2022, 2023, 2024, they got literally very low sales, low revenue, right?
mm,
And they are making losses. They are obviously because they got no income, they've been investing into R&D, investing into their marketing and what have you. So they've been losing money. But when they do a proper valuation, so the day they go IPO in September the 2025, they are
mm,
valued at 47.2 million at the exchange, right? So how can a company with literally no sales and losing money be valued at 47.2 million? Right. Today, I think you check out. I did not follow. You could be about 100 million, over 100 million. Right.
wow.
Already. Yeah. So less than 1 year, they have established a price tag for the company. Now it's over 100
Mm,
million, even though they are not making money, even though they got no revenue. So this is one of the cases because it's public company. We can't show you companies that is working with us that is private, right? So as a public company, everybody can get access to it. So for compliance issue, we only show public listed company. Yeah.
mm,
So the next company I want to show you is also a company listed in January 2026. It's called Toku. And from the historical financial performance, you can look at it is that from 2022, they're making good sales, 23, two sales, but the next thing you look at it is every year they're suffering 4 to 5 million of losses. Okay.
yeah.
So you're the boss of this company, and although you are doing sales, it looks good, but you're not making money. And that
Mm,
means that you are depleting on your income, right? So you are having a cash flow problem because you're not making enough cash. So they have to raise money through an IPO, right? And and guess what? Is their valuation? So when you go IPO, they are valued at 142 million. Okay, so is it amazing? So if you are money losing company, although you got sales and you are depleting on your cash flow, and you can value at 142 million, right? So that's amazing, and they got public, right? So this is one of the company that has using valuation to ascertain their
yeah.
corporate value, right? So if looking at the books and activities, you think that oh my God, I've been losing money. So how am I going to raise money? How am I going to talk to investor, right?
Mm-hmm,
So the
mm-hmm,
result is going to you have a good valuation, right? So you're
yeah.
worth this much, and with the money you raise, you can grow yourself out of the rate, right? So
Yeah.
that is the usefulness of the valuation. Yeah, and Toku is one of the company that Valutico provide also has the
Data.
data. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we can go to it later. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Gavin. No, that's very
Mm.
interesting. I think that really shows how valuation can actually save you, save your business, right? How good valuation can be very, very important to your business. With the right tool, with the right methodology also, you'll be able to achieve good valuation. So I'm gonna talk about that more. Let me just share another screen of mine. Give me a second.
Is there any questions from the audience? If you have, you can type it in the chat.
Absolutely. We'll try to answer the question live or by writing.
Yeah.
So if you have any question, just send us a chat. Awesome. Gavin, I just wanted to make sure, can you see my Valutico screen?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
So what you're looking at right now is the Valutico dashboard. Let me create a quick example of a private company that we're going to value today. So let's name this a software company, since Toku is a software company, and I think software now is everywhere. Now everyone creates software. So
Yes.
let's put a software company in Singapore as our sample company name. You can put your client's website also in Valutico, by the way. Let's click on next. I'm going to skip this part, but basically in Valutico, you can upload your client's document, either company presentation or their financial projection, for example. And then the system will come up with a company description. Now, good thing in Valutico is that we have our own AI assistant. We call this Ava. So Ava will create your company descriptions, also pick up keywords based on your description. This will then be used to get you better comparable suggestions, for example. Next is your company information. Automatically, some field will be pre-filled from the AI. So for example, country will automatically be Singapore. The currency will be Singapore dollars. Keep in mind that you can value company from everywhere in the world in Valutico and use any currency. Industry computer programming activities. But if you want to adjust this manually, you can just put software, for example. I'm gonna put 5 million Sing dollars right here as our example for the revenue. Maturity stage, you can select company from concept to liquidation. Most of our clients are valuing either mature private or growth scale up company in Valutico. Similar public company, I'm gonna leave it blank. You can put your the most relevant publicly listed company. It's okay if they're significantly larger. We just want to understand the nature of the business. And then valuation date, then of course you can do today's dated, backdated valuations, and you can even keep the valuation updated. So every time you work on the same project, let's say after a year or a quarter, the data will be updated automatically. Now we're building the project for you. Verlutico use web-based application. So we can log in from any device as long as you're connected to the internet. I see one question already in the chat box. Is the valuation report applicable country specific or applicable to common law countries? Thank you very much, Hui Yi, for your question. So with regards to the report, I'm gonna get to that part later, but just to give you a quick answer of your question. Our clients come from different countries globally, and each country probably have different standard. For example, Singapore has different standard. Australia have APES 225, for example. Malaysia has their own standard. What we do first is that because we're a member of IVSC, we already integrate IVSC standard report in the system, so you can always go with the international valuation standard. We have other standards also, such as APES. I think we have NACFA. We have a few different valuation standards. But one very important thing in Valutico also is that you can customize your report. So if you have different standards to follow or something that is very specific, you can tailor-make the report based to the standard that you want to follow, which I can show you quickly later. Awesome. So now we've entered our private company valuation project. I'm going to start with the forecast because I believe financial projection is one of the most important aspect of your valuation. You can, of course, adjust the time frame and put historical figure or actual figures also. So if you remember, we start with 5 million Singapore dollars in the beginning. And as you can see, Valutico has come up with the first financial projection automatically this year. Gavin, I believe you probably normally receive financial projection from clients, right?
Very often,
Very
yeah.
often. So in that case, you can also just drag and drop the the projection you receive from your clients inside Valutico. Again,
Mm,
AI save our life here because then you don't have to follow any template. You can just drag and drop your Excel or PDF, and the system will read it and populate the table accordingly.
fantastic. Most of my client, they can't even tell me what they're going to do over the next 2 years.
Yeah,
And here we
yeah.
have, you give them a roadmap for the next 5 years. That,
100%.
that's
Yeah.
very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very helpful as well because as you can see, even if you don't upload anything, Valutico has come up with the first projection, right? And how do we get here is actually by looking at the industry as a whole. So we don't just do randomly. What we do is we look at software industry as a whole from the country we operate in this case Singapore.
Mhm.
And we'll look at different company groups. So public company, private company in Singapore, public company, private company in Pacific Asia. You can also do global data if you want to. And we actually calculate the average of the endless consensus information that we have with regards to this indicator. So net sales, EBITDA, operating expenses, etc. And we create our first projection based on how the market is behaving. And we do have the AI insights here as well if you wanted to kind of give more justification to the first projection that we've created. If you're feeling optimistic or pessimistic about the company, we do have the uppercase and lowercase also. Awesome. So that's our clients, even Gavin, they sometimes use Valutico to pitch for contracts or mandates, right? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
we can help them come up with the first projection automatically.
Yeah.
You can create multiple scenarios, of course, to compare the result. And then you can kind of give advice to your clients to show them whether their projection is making sense or not by showing how the market is being projected.
Yeah. I want to make a point here. Although there are many methods of valuation, but one of the commonly used and accepted method is the
Mm,
discounted cash flow,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a
Mm-hmm.
discounted cash flow is moving forward. It's not what you make in the past, but what
Mm-hmm.
you're going to do, get it done in the future. Because investor never invest in your past, they invest in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
so where you get the numbers from, then you must have a very good at least 5 years, and some even go
Yeah.
to 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that to do
Exactly.
the discounted cash flow. So this is very helpful, but especially for
Yeah.
companies that
Mm-hmm.
they don't know
Mm-hmm.
how much the company worth, and they can't tell how are they
Yeah.
going to promise their investor over the next
Mm.
5 years. So this could give a good benchmark for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of SMEs, especially in Southeast Asia or Asia Pacific in general, oftentimes they don't have clear picture of the next 5 years projection. For example, they probably have a year or 12 months projection, but
Yeah.
not the long-term one. And this really help you to
Yeah.
get there. Mm,
Yeah, the important thing here is that it's based on the market data to
exactly.
give them a
Exactly.
reference. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's not any guessing work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they have a
Yeah. Yeah.
reference.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's not
That's
just
very important.
AI
Yeah,
randomly show you numbers, right? We actually take into
yeah,
account other companies. Yeah.
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
I think there is a question in the chat bot asking about how do we compare our data to Capital IQ for comparables and multiples? That is a very, very good question because what we actually do is that we partner with Capital IQ. I can see the terms of service here, but let me just go back here. So as you can see, we have the copyright from Capital IQ here. So these are the data coming from Capital IQ. So we are an official partial distribution partner of Capital IQ. Therefore, as you can see right here, the peer selection is the first set of data we receive from CapIQ, where we look at publicly listed company comparables. Valutico will first give you some recommendations considering the country, the industry you've selected in the beginning. In this case, Singaporean company, in software industry. One of them is Toku. This is what Gavin talked about earlier. So Toku is one of the comparable that the system thinks might be relevant to our software company in Singapore. So as you can see right here, Valutico already integrate the financials of the company. So you can see sales, EBITDA, EBIT, net income. If you want to see a closer look, you can even go to the financials here where we see more information. But what I also wanted to show you is the multiple, right? As Gavin mentioned, sales number has
Mm.
been good for Toku. However, they have they have negative EBITDA, EBIT, net income. Therefore, you can't see the EBITDA, EBIT multiples
Mhm.
in here. I think that shows the importance of again choosing the right methodology when doing your valuation. And with the help of Valutico, you can very easily see it right here. When the company is making loss, but they have good sales, then probably go with the EV over sales multiple. And let
Yeah.
me just quickly show you
Yeah, you can
financials
see
here.
it, Rachel. I
Mm,
can see here that the date is today, so it's very current.
exactly. Yes. So we
Yeah.
update this on a daily basis. So you probably see difference of the market cap here with the number when they got listed. It's because the data here is updated on a daily basis. So it's the latest real-time data.
Mm. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. I think we have another question from YH. Wu. Thank you for your question. So the financial projections are AI projected cash flows and not management forecast. So I think let's go back here for a little bit. So if you have the management forecast, you can absolutely upload them into Valutico. Therefore, the system will reflect the management projection. But even if you don't have any projection from the management, the system can help you generate projection by um, looking at the industry benchmark. Yeah, that's a very good point, Rolf. Thank you very much. So Rolf is our head of customer success management in Asia Pacific. Rolf just mentioned to me that we are currently developing an equity allocation tool that is able to help you conduct OPM back solve and ESOP valuation. The target for this release is October 26th, and we're now undergoing beta testing. So I think that hopefully answers a little bit your question, YHU, about the OPM and ESOP valuation. Awesome. Now, let's go back to the peers. And you probably only see Singapore here, right? Because Singapore is the company that we selected in the beginning, the country that we selected in the beginning. However, we don't limit ourselves with just one country. That's also the beauty of using Valutico because now it becomes very easy for you to get comparable globally. As you know, Asia Pacific countries, sometimes we have small countries and you can't just look at that particular country. You want to go beyond one country. So what you can do is you can utilize filters from Valutico to look at the global data that we have. In total, Valutico has 54,000 companies globally. And not only Singapore, but let's say you want to do Singapore, you want to also look at Malaysia, you want to look at Indonesia, and also let's say Australia, just looking at few different countries in Asia Pacific. And then you want to go with software industry, but you want to be very specific because this is a small private company. You don't want to look at anything larger than let's say 50 million Singapore dollars. So now we can also show you some smaller market cap public company in Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore by just doing a very quick filtering. And these are all software companies. All right. And of course, because we're valuing a private company and comparing it with larger peers, what you can also do is you can assign a discount number or premium to compensate the lack of liquidity since you don't want to just compare private company to public company just like that. Okay. You can manually adjust the discount or the premium, but we also have an assessment, a qualitative or subjective assessment that you can work on to reach the discount or premium number. Thanks for your question, Tanya. So you're asking if there's any data in the system that is more relevant to small, medium entities. Yes, we do. So it's in the next step. The next step is for transactions, and I think this is one of our clients' favorites, probably yours too, Gavin, because this is where we look at private company
Yeah.
and also public company. So it's a mix, but we're
Mm.
looking at past M&A transactions. So let me show you. We actually have more than 1 million transactions here. And I think, Gavin, this is one of the hardest information to obtain, right? Past
Yeah.
transactions. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's almost impossible for any companies
Mm,
to access to this.
exactly. So in Valutico, we have 1.2 million transactions. And if, let's say, you only want to look at, again, Singapore, Malaysia, guys, feel free to later after this call, we can schedule a personalized demo so we can actually look at the country and the industry you want. But for this session, I'll do this, and then let's say you want the filter company type to only show private company transactions. And as you can see right here, these are all private transactions from Singapore, from Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia.
Mm.
Okay. And if let's say you only want to look at transactions below 20 million Singapore dollars, so I'm looking at very small transactions right here, and you can already see the deal value here. We're looking at transactions from 800,000 Singapore dollars, 200,000 Singapore dollars, 1 million, 3 million.
It's very useful for small scale
Yeah.
M&A. Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe we can be a little bit more specific with the example. So let me do a software company again, and then let's do something with the keyword accounting. So we're only looking at accounting software. So we're now looking at 87 transactions below 20 million Singapore dollars in software industry and account with the keyword accounting. I believe you're probably quite familiar with some of the company names here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Quite familiar. Yeah.
very nice. May I know the source of the information? Okay, so the source of this information will be two different databases. The first one is S&P Capital IQ. Actually, we look at different databases and we feel like Capital IQ might be one of the bigger ones that provides quite a good amount of private company transactions information. So we partner with them, I think, since the beginning of Valutico. Aside from that, we also have another database called EMIS Steelwatch, which covers emerging market transactions data. The direction that we're going to is, of course, to get more and more local private company transactions database to be incorporated to Valutico. But what you can already do now is that you can upload your own custom transactions inside Valutico. We will not share this to anyone else, so it'll be recorded in your internal database library. So if let's say you have previous transactions that you did before and you also want to use them as comparables, just upload them to Valutico. Or let's say you can buy local transactions databases, you can buy it and then upload them to your Valutico database. Okay. Yes, I think I've answered all the questions. Now let's go next. Next is an up and coming topic. This is ESG. And the ESG modules allow you to look at environmental, social, and governance sector. I think this has become very, very interesting these days, right, Gavin? ESG?
Yeah, it's very important now, especially
Mm,
companies going for IPO.
mm, yeah,
It is almost mandatory to put the ESG into their balance sheet.
I
So,
see.
for small company, they might not feel that,
Yeah,
but when
yeah,
you go big and you go going international,
yeah.
ESG is becoming a very important element in the balance sheet.
That's good. Good to know that. Good to note also. So, Vertigo already has the ESG analysis here, and you can kind of have this discussion with your clients, right? To
Very
show them
helpful.
how they are, yeah, in terms of ESG, and then what they can improve, right, to achieve a better ESG performance, for
Yeah.
example. Yeah. Next is the cost of capital module. So this is a small module for us to calculate your discount rates or the WACC
Mm,
calculation. Automatically, Valutico will calculate this, so you don't have to worry about getting different sources of information populate this table anymore. We're looking at different sources such as Damodaran, Trading Economics, also Capital IQ to come up with this. But if you want to make your own adjustments, then you can click on manual entry and adjust this manually.
mm,
Yep. Once you're done with that, we have reached the final step, which is our valuation overview. So valuation overview allows you to select methodologies, right? In total, Valutico offers more than 25 methodologies, including, of course, your income-based approaches such as DCF, the one that Gavin mentioned to be very important for valuation. So we have DCF, we have cap earning, DDM, we also have trading transactions comparable, such as EV sales, EV EBITDA, EV EBIT, price to equity, price to book, uh, and then venture capital method, LBO method, and the net asset value, NAV. And you can just switch on and off whichever ones you want to show and hide from the report. So
yeah.
you don't have to show 25. Sorry, you're saying something, Gavin?
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking that a lot of people thought valuation is just accounting. Actually, it's not. I think it's more an art because there are 25
Exactly.
method of doing it. So I think the takeaway would be, you see, there are so many methodology or angle looking at your how your company is valued.
Yeah.
So that also to me and to my client is a learning process because you
Mm.
get to find out what is important to form the value of your company,
Yeah.
right? Whether is it
Yeah.
marketing, whether is it research, your IP, or whether
100%.
in other ways. So now that you could be more clear how
Mm.
the valuation form actually different industry got different weightage on certain element, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
some IT technology maybe they have to be very much more into the advancement into the
Yeah.
technology and the
Yeah.
software. So
Mm-hmm.
whereas if you're in manufacturing or F&B, maybe not so much, right?
Mm.
But
Mm.
through this process, I think SME or business owner will have a better focus into what is important to build
Mm-hmm.
their valuation. And valuation is the asset of the company. Yeah, is the
Mm-hmm.
biggest asset is how much your company is worth.
Exactly.
So to go through this valuation to understand different method of valuation, I think that will help business owner
Yeah.
to actually rethink well,
Yeah.
how to make the company worth the value, worth more higher
Exactly.
value. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. I think that's very important. Choosing the right methodology itself is very important, right? Because
Yes.
then, as you can see, different methodologies will have different results, for example, and choosing the right one and making sure that your client understands. Hopefully, with the help of Valutico, it becomes easier and clearer for you to kind of go through these methodologies together with your clients, right?
Very
Yeah.
much easier.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
used to use the Big Four, which they
Okay.
charged me nothing less than 500,000.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, you start with
Mm,
500,000 to
mm,
start off with. So and
mm,
takes almost a month, and this is really good. So I think besides
yeah.
getting the evaluation the companies want, they also have
Mm-hmm.
a learning process in how to derive the valuation.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
very important. Yeah.
That is correct. That is correct. We also provide executive summary here, buddy, so you can just use this in the report or use this as an explanation for your clients to kind of help them understand the different methodologies as well as the result of their valuations.
Mm.
Yeah, and you see how quickly it is for us to come up with the first valuation result. So, of course, we didn't put any actual numbers or we didn't really adjust anything. When you do it, then you can always go back, adjust your number, your parameter, polish the valuation even better, right? But the demo today is also to help you and show you how easy and quickly it is for you to come up with the first indicative valuations with the help of Valutico. So we actually have been helping our clients to also start offering valuations, right? Because prior to Valutico, as Gavin mentioned, it's very expensive and very tedious to work on evaluations. With the right tool, it becomes very, I wouldn't say easy, but effective and efficient for
Mm.
you
Mm.
to perform valuation. Yeah.
Mm.
We've launched another feature also whereby you can adjust your level of value, your discount for lack of marketability, DLOM, DLOC, very easily now in Valutico. All right. And then once you're done, you can just export your report with the template that you prefer. You can customize your template also. And to answer the question about the standards just now, as I mentioned, we have APES 225, which is the Australian accounting standard report. We have IVSC also, which is international standard. And let me see, we have some other specific reports as well. And if you have other reports or other standards to follow, feel free to adjust this um, and create your own custom reports in Valutico. Your dedicated CSM when you join Valutico will also help you and guide you how to create the best template and how to use the system to its maximum capability. Yeah, I don't see any other question. Anything else you want to add, Gavin, for the presentation?
Well, I hope the audience here today will actually have a better view of what Valutico can offer and in a faster speed and in more efficient way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
personally, I feel that any customer of mine should go through this process because
Yeah,
that is the most important reason for
yeah,
them to start a company, right? How much the
exactly.
company is
Yeah,
worth, right?
yeah.
And I think every entrepreneur should go to us to get a better,
Exactly.
you know,
100%. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
to
Yeah,
know what their company is now worth, whether they
yeah,
are raising money or they
yeah.
are intending to go for IPO,
That's right.
what method they want to use and how to pitch for investor. I
Yeah.
think it starts with valuation.
Yeah. So if there are any entrepreneurs in this session, contact Gavin, right? Because as you
Yeah,
see, Gavin um, knows how to actually
yeah,
bring your business to next level to
yeah,
achieve higher value with the right valuation methodologies, knowledge, and of course, solution tools.
yeah.
Yeah, we kind of have our Q&A session along the presentations, but please, if anyone else still have any question, just write it in the chat box. Aside from that, maybe a quick information. After this session, you'll receive an email within a few minutes
Mm.
where we will send you a valuation playbook, which is very valuable. You can just read through it. Let us know if you have any questions after reading the playbook. We'll also give you a free access to our new award-winning AI virtual data room. And of course, a calendar link if you are interested in booking a demo with us and go through, let's say, your real case scenario in Valutico. I can scan this QR code also to book your free demo. Aside from that, feel free to contact us. Contact me if you are interested in looking at Valutico or see how Valutico can help your process, or contact Gavin if you are interested in getting a valuation for your company or other tax and
Expansion,
corp
yeah, business
yeah
expansion,
expansion.
raising
Yeah,
fund, doing
absolutely.
M&A, right?
Anything.
Yeah, anything. And even now we do a lot of IPO because
Yeah.
Singapore IPO is getting very popular now. Yeah.
Is it because the double listing with Nasdaq?
No, double listing in Nasdaq has a very high benchmark. They minimum
Mm.
$2 billion company.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Only 2 billion. So, but just now I show you even a company that is not making money, making
Yeah.
losses,
Yeah.
they can go to the catalyst.
Exactly.
It is like you go to listing when you are in series C, series D. That means you are not
Mm.
making money yet, but you still want
Mm-hmm.
more money. So that's
Mm,
where you go
mm-mm.
to the catalyst. I think that is very important for
Yeah.
companies that want to grow. They need more
Yeah.
funding. They want to acquire more market share. So they can try it out the
100%.
catalyst. I think is a very good platform
Okay.
that Singapore government provide. And very good thing is
Very
the
nice.
government is giving a lot of grant.
Mm.
For companies that go to a catalyst listing, they get 300,000 after they got listed. If they
Oh,
go to the
really?
main board, they get up to 2 million from the government to
Wow.
subsidize them for the listing fee.
That's why I think a lot of startups in Singapore these days are trying to get listed, is it? With the Catalyst?
Yeah, especially tech firm. That's why we advise them. They might be in Series C, Series D kind of fundraising,
Mm, yeah,
and they are not yet making money, but they have a very good future like AI and what have you.
mm,
They should consider Catalyst listing in
I
Singapore
see.
SGX. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
shorter time. It usually takes
Mm,
about 14 months to get listed.
mm.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
yeah. But
Mhm.
first and foremost, they better get their valuation done properly.
Of course, of course, of course. Yes,
Yeah.
well,
Come to us. Come Valutico.
yeah,
We can do
yeah,
a scan for you. Yeah, very quick.
exactly. Well, basically just reach out to us and we'll connect you to the relevant person that can help you with any inquiries that you have.
Yeah,
Awesome. I think that is it for the session today. I really appreciate everyone's time joining the session, and feel free to reach out to us after the session to conduct a more proper, thorough, and personalized session.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you very much, Gavin. I really appreciate and I really enjoy
Thank you,
hosting the
Rachel.
session
Yeah,
with you.
we are excited to work with Valutico. Yeah,
Absolutely. We're super excited.
let's get more companies to realize their value.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. All
yeah.
right. Thanks very
Okay.
much for your time, guys. Have a great
Thank
day
you.
ahead. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.